Hey everyone, Once Bitten here with a series of battle reports. So I attended a tournament this last weekend, Buckeye Battles. It's held in a small town just outside of Columbus, Ohio. By far the largest tournament I've ever been to. I think that before this, the largest one was 20-something people, and they had 84 people show up to this one. Very well run, a lot of fun. Just really can't say enough good things about it. So it's 2,200 points. There were a few tournament-specific rules. The only one that really comes to mind is that uh, magic resistance ward saves could be used against any spell. So dwellers below, normally you don't get any saves. If you have MR1, you would indeed get a 6-up save for having it. Other than that, they had a few terrain things that were a little bit different. Every game, I think there were 16 points for a win, something like 10 for a draw, 6 for a loss, something like that, I don't know. And then uh, you had up to 5 scenario points every game. And I'm probably just not going to be real specific about those because I don't it would just take too much time. So this is the list I'm using. So in all my battle reports after this, I will not review my list. I will assume that you know roughly what it is. Starting in the upper right, I have a trebuchet. I have 4 characters. I've got my general. He's on the Green Knight. He's Bretonnian Lord, Virtue of Heroism, Dragon Helm, and Heartwood Lance. So he's my monster killer. There behind him is my level 4 Prophetess. She has Lore of Life, has Crown of Command, and the Chalice of Malfleur. So every opponent's magic phase, I'm for the most part going to get an extra dispel die. On foot is my level 1 damsel with Lore of Beast. She's got the icon of Cornelis, which grants the same ward save as the knights to any unit that she is in. It's a one-time use only. She can pop it, and then they get it for the rest of the game. So I put her with the men-at-arms. She pops that icon at the first of the game, and then the men-at-arms has that same ward save. So really, everyone in my army has that ward save except the trebuchet. You notice I do not have a spell scroll. Didn't have space for it. I like those 2 items better. There below the hill is my battle standard bearer. He's got the Grommel Great Helm and the Mantle of Damsel Helena, so he's immune to poison and killing blow and has a 2-up rerollable armor save. My general, by the way, has a 1-up armor save. So starting on the right below them, I've got 9 Questy Knights full command. On the far left, I've got 10 Knights of the Realm with the Banner of Eternal Flame. That is where my Prophetess and my Battle Standard Bearer go. Behind them, I have 3 Peg Knights, Champion and Musician. Then down in the middle, starting in front, I have 37 men-at-arms full command. I've got 9 Knights of the Realm full command, and then behind them are 8 Knights Errant full command. The Knights Errant have the standard of discipline, and that is where the general goes. They really are just kind of a delivery system for the general. That's pretty much it. It's a technique I've been using lately. I kind of like it. So anyway, that's my list. So go to game 1. I matched up with Warriors of Chaos. Um, kind of a tough looking list here. You can see he has relatively few units, and there they are. So on the right, he's got a Demon Prince of Tzeentch, Mantle of Chaos, and the Soporific Musk. Then he's got a unit of Chaos Warriors, 20 strong. With them, he has an Exalted Hero of Tzeentch, Iron Curse Icon, Enchanted Shield, and Blood Curdling Roar. So next to that cornfield-looking thing is another unit of Warriors of Chaos. Again, 20 strong. Again, they also have the Mark of Tzeentch. They've got a Chaos Sorcerer of Tzeentch, Collar of Corn, and a Spell Familiar. So he knows 3 spells and gets +1 to casting and dispelling. 3 Dragon Ogres, and then 10 Chaos Knights, again with the Mark of Tzeentch, full command. So my thinking about this, what I like is he has relatively few units, and I have better mobility for the most part. So if I can get my men-at-arms to tie up his Chaos Knights, then I can try to double team the other units, and don't have to do it at the same time. I can double team one and then hopefully turn around and get the other one. I don't know how to deal with his Demon Prince, and when that's the case, because he can fly around, I find it better just to ignore him. He'll do what he's going to do. I can't stop it. I can try to land a rock on his head, and that would be wonderful. So that's really just how my deployment is. Blurry picture because my camera setting. Ugh. Oh, I don't know if I described that, but the reason these pictures are smaller is because there's a setting on my camera that got changed, and I didn't realize it. So it took small pictures, and if I blow the picture up to fill the screen, it just looks bad. So for the next 5 battle reports, together we will have to deal with these small pictures. So anyway, I vanguard up. He goes to turn 1, and he marches forward. Now it looks like he's trying to get his dragon ogres on my far left, and it looks like he's trying to get his demon prince on my far left. I'm not sure the thinking behind that. The demon prince should have flown down my flank out of my line of sight and just set himself up to charge wherever he felt he needed to charge. And there's nothing I could do about it, and that would have been really scary. As it is, I'm okay with what he's doing with him. So another look down his line. It's a good looking army. So during the magic phase, I forget what spell he casts, but he kills a Peg Knight. I pass my panic, and he miscasts in doing so, irresistible force, and takes a wound off of his sorcerer. So felt that was okay. I don't remember if there were other effects of it, like he lost a level. I just don't know. That's the problem with doing these. So we go to Bretonnian turn 1, and there's nothing to do. I move up. I would like to avoid taking dangerous terrain over that wall if I can help it, and because he's coming in, he's allowing me to do that a little bit. I want to get close enough to charge and not so close that I'm going to get charged by those Chaos Knights. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of thinking going on. So, Warriors of Chaos turn 2. Okay, so I get what he's doing with his Chaos Warrior units. I get what he's doing with his Chaos Knight units. Chaos Knights have nothing to fear from me, except possibly a double charge. So, I mean, whatever. Getting the Dragon Ogres protecting the flank of the Chaos Knights, it could be, if he's worried about my Peg Knights, he needn't be. I only have 2 there. I'm not going to charge him into the flank of those Chaos Knights. It could be they just wanted to get him over because he didn't want them in the thick of things, and then he can swing back around to get into my flank later on. I don't know what he was thinking. His Demon Prince at the very back, I have no clue what he's thinking there. My guess is he didn't want me to charge him with my Pegasus Knights, in which case he has way too much respect for Pegasus Knights. There's no way I would charge a Demon Prince with them. Guy I'm playing, by the way, is a super, super nice guy. Really enjoyed playing against him. I think he's only been playing a few months. I think that's what he said. And I think what he's doing with his Demon Prince is indicative of that. I don't think he'll do that for long if he continues to play. Anyway, during his magic phase, he uses the Blood-Curdling Roar, kills 1/3 of my Questy Knight unit, which I felt was unfortunate. So we go to Bretonnian turn 2. So I get the double charge in the middle, so I was happy that those went off. I like that matchup. So my big fear is if something weird happens and that unit sticks and he countercharges me. So I don't charge the Questy Knights into the Chaos Warrior unit on the right. What I do is I position them so that if the unit in the middle sticks, or if I beat them but don't overrun far enough, I don't want those Chaos Knights to be able to flank charge him. So if I get out of the way with the middle units and he charges my Questy Knights, then I will flee. And if my middle units are stuck there, he can only charge my Questy Knights, and I will hold and sacrifice the unit if that's what it takes. Now here on the left, my Knights of the Realm charged the Dragon Ogres, and they fled, and then I charged them with my Peg Knights and caught them. They rolled abysmally. I mean, just like nothing both times. The Knights of the Realm, I wanted to fail charge it because I didn't want to redirect into the Chaos Knights. So when I rolled my charge distance, I rolled so high I had to move 6. And I couldn't quite bring my men-at-arms up enough to block the Chaos Knights from charging my Knights of the Realm. So I was a little bit not really frustrated, but I was disappointed with that, because now it means I'm going to have to flee with those Knights of the Realm if he charges me. Anyway, if you cock your head a little bit, you get kind of a pretty picture. There's the double charge. That's the only way I know how to win with Bretts. That's what you have to do. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't work, there's nothing else to do. In this case, it worked wonderfully. I only lost 3 Knights. I thought that was fantastic. The magic card you see out there, I think, is Throne of Vines. For the most part, I did not have any kind of buffs going on. And not only did I beat him, but I rolled really, really high with both units. And so I got out of charge arcs. It's everything I could hope for at that stage. So now, if he charges my Questy Knights, I just need to be able to flee and get away. If he charges my Knights of the Realm, I'm thinking if I flee, he's not going to be able to catch me. If I flee any distance at all, he won't be able to get around the men-at-arms and still contact me. And then he'll charge men-at-arms, and hopefully they'll be steadfast, and hopefully they can stick. So there are these guys. I think I took an extra wound. Either dangerous terrain or that's a magic woods. I don't remember. So, Warriors of Chaos turn 3. He charges my questing knights. I flee and get away. He charges my Knights of the Realm. I roll a 3. And he can make the wheel around the men-at-arms and catch me. And he caught me, took a leadership test, and reformed. I was disappointed. Anyways, Demon Prince is off the left. Obviously, he's using him to go after my trebuchet. Yep, there it is. That's not how I would use a Demon Prince, but you know, unless I get lucky with the stone pretty quickly, he's going to get some points and conserve points there. So maybe that's why he did it. And I don't know if I said this earlier. Turn 1, I did land a rock on his head, and I rolled a 1 to wound, and that may have influenced his decision to get that thing out of the game. I don't know. Anyway, Blood Curdling Roar kills another questing knight, and we go to Bretonnian turn 3. So I was able to turn my big blocks of knights around, swift reform, and move up a little bit. I take the damsel out of my men-at-arms unit, reform them into horde formation, because either way I'm going to be steadfast. And now remember, they have the icon of Quinella, so against these Chaos Knights, they're going to have a 5-up ward save, which I'm counting on to save a bunch of guys. I rally the questing knights. You can see what's going on. Now the mistake I made with that damsel is she kind of gets in the way. I needed to have moved her farther than that. But nevertheless, that's how it is. That red marker just means they don't have a ward save. His turn, he charges Trebuchet. Easy points for him. Chaos Knights do indeed charge into the men-at-arms. I think I pulled the Peg Knights close enough to give them leadership 8. If not, they would be on leadership 6 of the champion, unless he dies, and they're leadership 5. So whatever it's going to be, I know they're going to be steadfast, if nothing else. His warriors on the right decided the best thing to do would just be to reform so that he doesn't get rear charged next time. So after combat, I started with 37. It looks like I'm down like 9. Even with the ward save, he killed a bunch. I killed 1. I felt it was a moral victory. I am indeed steadfast, and they stuck. Now, I was actually thinking there's a good chance they will flee and get run down, and I was okay with that, because if that happened, I was going to have a couple real juicy flank charges with my knights that are lined there at the top. So when they stuck, I was kind of surprised, but that actually wasn't the plan. My plan was to try to kill as many as possible, and then sacrifice the unit, and then flank charge with 1 or both knight units. So on my turn. Alright, so starting on the right, I charge the questy knights. I declare a charge with the Knights of the Realm into his Chaos Warriors, and he stands. And so then I decide to take the Chaos Knights in their flank, and they flee. And they flee out of sight of my Knight of the Realm unit. I don't know the right way to play that, but it seemed hokey to me to roll a charge move and use it all to wheel because they're out of my sight now. Now maybe you could, and maybe I should have got that. I don't know. Regardless, that's how we played it. I couldn't get my Knight Errant unit with my general into the flank of the Chaos Knights because my darn damsel was in the way. At this point, I moved her out of the way, but at the time, she was in the way of the unit. So I charged my general out of the unit, charged the Peg Knights into their flank, and then during the magic phase, I got the +1 strength and toughness test on the men-at-arms. Men-at-arms with toughness 4, strength 5, and with a 5-up ward save, and horde formation, I like what they might be able to do against the Chaos Knights. So just another view. So when all's said and done, actually I don't think all is said and done. Yeah, that's before the fighting takes place. And after fighting, it looks like that. At this point, I'm like, well, there's the game. I got it. My general came in, and he was a champ. He killed 3, or he has 4 attacks. He killed 3 or 4. I want to say he had 2, maybe 3 killing blows. He was just awesome. You can see my men-at-arms only lost a few more guys. That buff and the ward save, they just did wonderfully. And the Pegasus Knight, I lost 1, but I have champion left with 1 wound. I can still get full points, and he's the one that chased him down. So very happy with how that turned out. Go to Warriors Chaos turn 5. His Chaos Warriors in the upper right failed to rally, so they kept running. His Demon Prince charged the Pegasus Knight. I fled, and I think he was just anxious or something, but he immediately rolled his dice, and he failed to catch him by 1 inch. Then on my turn, I'm going to be able to rally that guy and move him because he's fast cav. I think if he had thought about it more, I think after he rolled, he was like, oh, wait, maybe I should have charged a general, but I mean, it's a friendly game, kind of, but I'm not going to let him make that decision after he rolls his dice. Not that I was worried. I mean, if he came to my general, that just would have been a coin toss. He would either kill me outright, or I might get killing blow on him. So regardless, that's how it ended up. At this point, there's not really a whole lot to do. The way he ended up there, I can't really charge him. My general can't see him. My general's in my man-at-arms way. So there's really nothing to do. So we go ahead to Bretonnian turn 5. We get extra scenario points for table quarters. So I'm securing table quarters. On his turn, he flies his general just out of the way so I can't dwellers below him. I don't even know if I had dwellers below, but whatever. He just flew him away so he wouldn't get charged or anything else. Yeah, just other close-up picks, and the game ended. I mean, once I had that, I had, what was it? His Sorcerer, one of the Chaos Warrior units, and the Chaos Knight unit, and the Dragon Ogres, and I've only lost 1 Knight unit in Trebuchet, so I knew I had the game. You had to win by 500 points to get the biggest score possible. So I had that, and I was just trying to secure points otherwise. So that's the end of the game. I think out of a possible 21 points, I think I had 20, and that was it. Hope you enjoyed it.